cha ngeke ngivumelana nawe. Lesi simo okhuluma ngaso ngeke usakwazi ukusithakatha ngisho ngabe kuthiwa umuntu ongakanani ngeke. I-science lesibhekene nayo eniyasehlula. Into eyenza ukuthi sehlule kakhulu largely two things. One, a absence of strategic thinking at leadership level, handlisha nokumanage ama situations anje from a tactical point of view. Secondly, a approach engekho matured yokuresponda kuma issues anje ngala. Convinced manje, and I don't like to talk about these things, but ngiyokhuluma kahle ngelinye ilanga in full detail. But all I can say is that in the ANC, if it's no Secretary General onjena, the worst of its kind ever in the 112-year-old liberation movement, angeke sifike ndawo ngoba you see you can't kufika ukukhuluma kuqala before kuze ucabanga. It just can't happen that way. Just can't happen that way. In fact, it's a typical behavior of yabona ibhungu ezilele ehlala esibayeni ehleli liginqa ubulongo nje. Angisazi nokuthi lalibizwa ngani thina singabafanyana nje solution ngoba isiginqa thuvi lento. You see, you can't have umuntu on a leadership responsibility. You can't have umuntu on a leadership responsibility, but then behave ngalendlela akwazi ukubehave. It just can't. I mean, it's making it worse. I mean, let me give you some technical loopholes asewavulile manje. Uma ethi ngangiqamba manga ngalento, kufanele akhiphe umuntu in the then from the then leadership of the ANC, including the deputy president at the time, who's currently the president now, reporter kuye regularly on these issues in the context of a political committee, for an example. Who actually gave me an instruction to lie on behalf of the ANC? If ehluleka ukumkhipha lowo muntu, then yena futhi usenkingeni ukuthi kanti uyithatha blend ayikhuluma ngayo. Ngoba in any case, let me just put you comrades at rest. Uzodiscover ukuthi akekho lowo muntu, because there was no such. In fact, the investigation that I ran was a scientific investigation backed up with all relevant documentation and so forth by different experts in the field of engineering and construction work and security work, as well as cultural experts and so forth. So, uma uthi ngaqamba manga ufuna ukuprove wena ungicounte ngento ethi here is proof yokuthi whatever I said was not true. Now, up until this point, akekho umuntu ohluleka okwazi ukwenza lokho, precisely because akekho umuntu onama facts at hands, but I do have the facts at hands. Even those that threatened to go to, they wanted to go to court, they did not take me to court, ngalento, because they knew the facts were just there, all of them. So, I don't know, comrades. So, ngiyakho ngisho ukuthi mgenge kushoda umthakathi la akasekho umthakathi ongadila nalento. Angazi so kwenze njani bafuthi. The honest fact is uNkulunkulu usidunusele. That's the honest fact. How do we deal with that? How do we manage that? I don't know, seriously. But we have quite a serious thing. I've never seen something like this. I mean, never really seen something. From the 16th of December to now, we were expecting leadership here to provide leadership and guidance. Good. How do we deal with this circumstance as having developed? Now, my Jabana response. You know, all we hear is sawuphendula, and so forth. I mean, really? How many weeks later? More than 2 weeks later. Ngisazophendula. Kanti sonke lesikhathi bekwenzibani bakithi? Hey, sisenkingeni. I know bengithi nje angiphefumule kulokho wena mlondo ngoba ngiyakuzwa ukuthi usele nesigubhu sovalo. Hayi sonke sisele naso manje. Sinesigubhu sovalo kusele sona lesi ezinye imitha isasebenza. Ngiyabonga.
We don't respond to members of the ANC in the media. Comrade Nathi himself knows that any matter gets to be ventilated internally. This is a part of our internal democratic practice. Thanks.
Ayikhala. Okay.